Hi, I'm Glenn Ballard. Back in 2016, I decided to form a construction safety research group at the University of California, Berkeley. And I did that because there's considerable evidence that lean projects are safer, lean construction projects. But we didn't know why. And not knowing why, we weren't able to give more specific advice to industry practitioners than go lean, which isn't a heck of a lot of help. So we needed to figure out how to connect safety management to fundamental lean principles and practices, right? And to do that, we set ourselves two practical problems. One was to find or create something that would help us better uh, reduce the probability of construction workers getting into hazardous situations. It's called engineering out hazards, right? But we also realized, and there's quite a bit of evidence in the literature supporting this, that uh, despite best efforts, plans can fail. And we needed also to take the responsibility for finding or creating something that would help get workers out of hazardous situations without harm should they be in those situations. So what we came up with in short strokes is an integrated task planning process for the first one, that is engineering out. And that, what we mean by integrated is that we don't first decide what's to be built and then figure out how to build it, but we design product and process at one and the same time, starting in the design phase, right? And then the second thing is that the people who do the construction work or have the final say about the design of construction operations and processes, right? And then the third one is that we do the design of construction processes with a cross-functional team of people with the right expertise, including the users, the doers who are actually going to execute the processes, but also those with the relevant expertise in quality, safety, schedule, and budget, right? But it's one continuous process, not different people trying to do different things at different times. And with some, we think, very seldom do those things tend to fit together and become coherent, right? So what we learned, and the second one, what we found was that we found instances in the literature of industries which have solved this problem. How do you get people out once there is an error that could trigger a hazard? It creates a hazard. Before that big hazard explodes into injury, it's intercepted and defused like a missile intercepting another missile, right? Before it explodes where you don't want it to. And that required people, say in the cockpit, the navigator, the co-pilot, being able to speak truth to power, to tell the captain that, Captain, sir, look at your altimeter, right? And the captain was trained not to say, don't bother me, boy, I'm trying to fly an airplane, right? Because that's what helps keep people safe. And I fly a lot, so I really appreciate that works. Okay, so both of those together, both really go back to this idea of the lean principle of respect for people, right? And respect for people isn't just a matter of being courteous; it's a matter of teaching and helping them to learn how to identify and solve problems. And that means that they have to feel confident that if they make a mistake, they get help, not harm. That if they have an idea, it will be listened to respectfully and carefully. And if it's an idea that has legs, they will get help in figuring out how to turn that idea, to test it and to develop it into practice. Okay? That lean principle of respect for people is the fundamental reason we think why lean construction projects are safer. Thank you.